When Nanako heard Charlie's request for a grand team, she immediately smiled and said, "Master, isn't the team a bit grand enough? Or I would just send a few helicopters over." Charlie smiled slightly. "Is this guy staying at the Aman Hotel in Tokyo and arranging a helicopter in the city center? Isn't it inappropriate?" Nanako smiled and said seriously, "Master, this little thing is not inappropriate for the Ito family. If you want, you can leave this to me to arrange it. I will definitely not disappoint you." Charlie thought about it for a moment, then nodded and agreed, and said with a smile, "Then I will trouble you for help. I have only one purpose, to completely shock him." Nanako smiled and said, "Master can rest assured, I will give him a vivid and realistic education class." Aman Hotel. Honor asked his beautiful assistant to put a few band-aids on his hands. This girl is not only his assistant, but also his lover, but also his confidant. After helping Honor to deal with the wound, she said, "Mr. Song, you should never be so impulsive in the future. You can't make fun of your body anyway." Honor said with a gloomy expression, "You don't understand, it's not that I'm too impulsive, it's that Charlie is too tricky. It's a huge trouble for me to stay in Tokyo." The assistant hurriedly said, "Mr. Song, it's actually not that difficult to deal with such a person. Let Hashimoto first summon a few killers and find a chance to kill him." Honor waved his hand and sighed. "Oh, you don't understand, you don't know what Charlie is capable of. This person is quite capable, and most people are not his opponents. Furthermore, if you rush to trouble him, you will most likely expose yourself in advance. In that case, you will lose more than you gain." The assistant asked, "Mr. Song, what should we do now? Is it like the old man said, you should follow his arrangements?" Honor nodded, and said coldly, "There is no other way but to cooperate with him superficially, and hope that he will not discover me." As he said, he sighed, and said without a word in his heart, "I just don't know if I can remain calm in front of him. This person is very shrewd, and if I am careless, he might be able to see it." The assistant hurriedly said, "Mr. Song, you are the person with the best psychological quality I have ever seen. I believe that you will definitely not expose any flaws." Honor nodded slightly. "I hope." As he was talking, Honor's cell phone rang suddenly. On the phone, a woman's voice came. "Is this Mr. Honor Song?" Honor snorted and said, "Yes, it's me." The woman said, "Hello Mr. Song, I am sent by Mr. Wade to pick you up. Are you ready to go?" Honor said, "I'm ready. Where shall we meet?" The woman said, "You should be staying at the Aman Hotel, right?" Honor said, "Yes, I am in the presidential suite of the Aman Hotel." Honor deliberately said the two words presidential suite, just to find a sense of superiority in front of the other party. He knew that Charlie had some skills, but he also felt that Charlie's skills should only be useful in Oru's Hill. If he leaves Oru's Hill and arrives in Japan, he will definitely be discounted. Therefore, he instinctively didn't look at the friend in Charlie's mouth. In his opinion, it is impossible for Charlie to make friends with high-ranking officials in Japan. It is estimated that the other party is at most a middle class in Tokyo. The woman on the other end said calmly, "Since Mr. Song lives in the Aman Hotel, please move to the rooftop now." "Rooftop?" Honor frowned. "What do you want me to do on the rooftop?" The woman said, "The helicopter is waiting on the rooftop." "Helicopter?" Honor's expression was a little surprised, but also a little despised. He thought to himself, this Charlie and his friends are really boring. There are some helicopters to pick me up in the city. It's a little bit of money. Don't you know where to spend it? Rent a helicopter. I think I'm really awesome? This bid is really too low, right? Thinking of this, he smiled contemptuously, and then said very politely, "If this is the case, please wait a moment, I will come up." "Well, I am waiting for Mr. Song on the rooftop." After Honor hung up the phone, he immediately laughed contemptuously. "Humph, Charlie is really interesting. I said I'm going to find him, he has to let me wait for his friend to pick me up, and he has to get a helicopter. Does it make sense to come and pick me up? Have I never seen the world? With a helicopter, he wants to bluff me?" The assistant smiled slightly. "In my opinion, Mr. Song, this Charlie is nothing but the light of fireflies, so he is so embarrassed to compete with you like the sun and the moon. He doesn't know what to do." Honor sneered. "Oh, if you want to talk about him, he still has some ability, and nothing else. The rejuvenation pill in his hand is really a fucking good thing. I really hope to see it. I can have one when I am old, as he said. Honor sighed and waved his hand to the assistant. Okay, let's not talk about it. You come to the rooftop with me. Okay, President Song. Honor took his confidant assistant to the rooftop of the Aman Hotel. At this time, a heavy black helicopter was parked on a helipad on the rooftop. When Honor saw the helicopter, he was a little surprised and said, "Oh, to pick me. Charlie and his friend are really willing to pay for this. This Super Cougar helicopter has an ex-factory price of more than 1.5. With a little modification, the price will exceed 200 million. Such a helicopter can cost hundreds of thousands for a short flight." The little assistant smiled and said, "To spend hundreds of thousands to pretend to be forceful in front of Mr. Song. This man is really blind, yes." Honor sneered. "Have you seen the 4 letters on the fuselage of this plane?" The little assistant looked at the eye-catching white letters on the black fuselage and read them one by one. "I2? Mr. Song, what does this mean? There seems to be no such word in English." Honor said with a smile, "This is not an English word, it is the Roman sound of Japanese. The 4 letters of I2, pronounced in Roman sound, should be pronounced as Yito, Yito?" The assistant frowned. "What does this mean, Mr. Song? It sounds weird." Honor said seriously, There are really few people in the world. The Japanese corresponding to these 4 letters means Ito, which means that this aircraft belongs to the largest family in Japan, the Ito family." "Ah." The little assistant exclaimed, "Is it the plane of the Ito family? My goodness, does Charlie know someone from the Ito family?" Honor curled his lips. "Just rely on him?" "I know people from the Ito family. Is he worthy?" The little assistant asked in surprise. "Then what's going on with this plane?" Honor said with a smile, "You don't know anything about it. The industry of the Ito family covers all walks of life in Japan. The family has its own general aviation company called Ito General Aviation." "Ito General Aviation?" "Yes. It's Ito General Aviation." Honor explained. This general aviation company is mainly engaged in short and medium-distance navigation. It has more than 200 various aircraft under its umbrella, including more than 100 helicopters, which is very powerful. I guess Charlie and his friend rented this helicopter from Ito General Aviation." The little assistant nodded and said with a smile, "So that's it. You said that this plane belongs to the Ito family, which really shocked me. You thought Charlie's friend was from the Ito family." Honor sneered. "I just said that he doesn't deserve to know someone from the Ito family. The Ito family is now in Japan, which is equivalent to the Su family in our country. Charlie, a guy who relies on feng shui and dances, even he is not worthy to give shoes to the Ito family."